Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today we're in Navarin to continue our Russian battleship theme. And you can see a 44% win rate on this ship. Is that because this is a bad ship? Oh, no. I like this ship. Main guns are a little inaccurate, but they still, when they hit, can be pretty punchy. What I've had happen is some really unluck with teammates on this one. Now, there's ships where I have a high win rate. It'll come down, so I acknowledge both ways. Like Kansas, I'm not going to have an 80% win rate forever in Kansas. I've been kind of lucky on that one. This one, I've been unlucky on. Now, there is a destroyer putting smoke down for a battleship. Do you see something wrong with this already? This cap, coming into this cap here, you never get spotted coming in until right when you get in. So you don't need the smoke. And I don't mean to pick on this player, but he's going to be a little bit of the issue. I'm not actually going to pick on too much what he does. I don't like doing that. But our team in this match is a showcase of what I've had lately. And it, like I said, it got to a point where it was so frustrating, where I almost took a small little breather from the game just to, cause starting to get ramped up. Now here we just completely helped get rid of this destroyer. To our credit, our destroyer's credit, he is helping shoot, but all of a sudden he's just gonna stop shooting. Notice there's been no guns coming from his direction at all. To help finish off this guy, we're gonna go ahead and work on getting him, and we have put ourselves in a good position. We have taken out their destroyer. Also, we have the cap contested. There's another Navarin here. We're going to take on not only that destroyer, but 3 other battleships. And try not to complain about teammates. But this is kind of a showcase, guys, of what my luck's been. Now, this isn't the worst teammates I've had by any means. In fact, we have a Shimakaze that plays a pretty solid game in this match. But this is kind of just showcasing what it's been like for me most matches recently. Now, I'm not the person that normally just says, oh yeah, I have bad teammates all the time. That ain't true. I have average luck with teammates just like everybody. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. And we're going to get hit Navarin pretty good here. With that salvo, and we're gonna have, this is one thing I will say, our teammates do help out here. Notice our destroyer is way off to the side. There is nothing for him to be scared of right now, and if he's watching, this isn't to rip on him, it's hopefully to learn. There's no reason to be scared as a destroyer here. You're not gonna get spotted by another destroyer. So there's no other destroyer here, and you should know that. You should be absolutely wailing on all these battleships, right? Like, that's what I would be doing if I was him. He's got a perfect opportunity to get rid of every battleship here. So we've gotten rid of one secondary ship, and the main is there, and Schleflin's here, and I'm thinking, man, I could really get all my guns going if I just come up a little bit here. But I'm going to wait a little longer, and the reason is to try to get the cap. And you're going to notice here, this is a smart play. I'm undetected by that mountain. And right here, and this is about the time, probably a hair early here. But we're going to come out, and we're going to start shooting, or we want to get the cap. And we do get the cap here. And we're going to absolutely let our secondaries go to town here. There are 2 battleships here. And we're going to finish them off, or we're going to do our best to try to finish them off. Now, main gets a pretty good shot on us, takes a little bit of health, but for the most part, this is a solid position. We got both guns going off. We're not really at risk of taking any damage, and Navarre, you get it in this position, it's a decent ship. I mean, it's already proven to be a decent ship. We got rid of a destroyer, a secondary ship, and now we got rid of another secondary ship. And now we're going to turn our attention to the poor main, who has went broadside in. I did this in my main when I first got it because I obviously was a terrible player for a long time because I only cared about having, shooting off broadsides and stuff. And so, it happens, right? But again, you can see our battleship, or our destroyer, not doing a whole lot. Now, we're going to have an interesting moment here. This destroyer is just going to quit playing. And that is really frustrating to me. So the last match you guys seen, right? I think it was 2 days ago. We had 3 AFK destroyers on our team. On one team, 3. And that is what is really frustrating me. I get matches can be over with, but these AFK destroyers, and I play destroyers, right? The first thing I do is make sure I'm ready to go. But the amount of AFK destroyers is so bad lately. 3 of them in one match, right? This guy is not going to move from this position the rest of the map. And I understand he could get disconnected or whatever. And I get that. That happens. But there's no way all these destroyers are getting disconnected and or not showing up at the beginning of the match. It's just not possible. And if, I get it's a game, but at the same time, if you are going to be playing with people and you either have issues where you can't, there's times where you got to leave, maybe play AI. But I really genuinely think, and this isn't me being rude or nothing, I think that there needs to be, if you are a person that sits in matches AFK, there needs to be a group that you get put in where you don't play with the amount of there should be some sort of penalty to it because it causes so much pain in the butt. You're going to see he does not move from the match the entire rest of the time. And when you think he's not here, he actually does at the very end to start moving again to show that he was here the whole time. Alright, so I could be people trolling me now, because I've had that happen a significant amount, actually, more than I thought was going to happen, to be honest, but with people ramming into me lately, and it not normal, when I normally happens, it happens, but lately, now that I think maybe a few people have kind of recognized me in matches, they're more willing to do dumb stuff. And when that happens, I'm just not going to showcase that on the channel because I don't want to give attention to that. That being said, we have our destroyer. He's had a decent game, but right now he's not spotting for the team. So I'm trying to put myself in a position to do that. So on our flank, we killed 3 of the ships, helped kill another one over there. We got the solo cap, right? So as a battleship, I've done my job. We got rid of a destroyer. And we're bottom tier too. So we're doing our job. Like there's nothing here I'm doing wrong in my opinion yet. We're going to go ahead, push up and try to get this cap. We're going to try to get a cheeky shot at Yamato. Because right now we're not spotted, but I'm trying to get into a position here where I can spot the enemy team, right? Our Shimakaze player he's going to have a decent game. But right here, he doesn't get spotting there for a while and we don't have nothing to shoot. That being said, we're going to get some decent spotting from here. But by that time, you can see I've already pushed up a little bit too far trying to spot the entire team. And we're not going to get the cap right there, which I should have. I was just a little bit too aggressive and should have waited 1 second. And we take a shot at the shuffling. We also stop because we know there's probably going to be torpedoes coming from that Italian cruiser. And sure enough, there he is. Now, Yamato here is going to put himself in charge of us. we're kind of taking heat of the entire team right now, and I get it. So like I don't have an issue with that. And you're going to see very quickly, I realize the position I'm in, I'm going to back up, and Alaska gets a very nice shot on me, and we're going to try to return the favor. But these guns on this ship aren't like super amazing. The ship is solid, it's a good ship, and I love it a lot. And I definitely can do a lot with this. This was, in my opinion, a pretty solid way to try to carry a team. I'm doing the best I can here, and we have a close match, right? We have a slight lead, but the one thing is that destroyer is AFK, and we're gonna wait for Yamato to do something crazy. It's a Yamato. I just figured he was gonna go broadside, and that Alaska has taken a couple decent shots and needs to get rid of, and I can't just charge a Yamato that overmatches me, right? So he's going to give up his side here. We are going to hit him pretty good. And to his credit, though, he knows this isn't a bad player, which I didn't know at the time because he went broadside, but he does get me through the bow, and I actually had to pause that to make sure that wasn't... I had to actually look at that shot. It was just a really good shot by his point. And we're just going to do our best here to... try to get another fire on him so that he's perma-fired and dead. But you're going to see we get a little unlucky with that. So that being said, we're going to try to get this cap because it's clearly going to become a close game, right? We know that. The Yamato took a good shot through the bow. Kudos to him. There, he got me right before my side plating, and so great job for a great shot there. And now we're trying to get in our position here where we can get the cap, but we can also take a shot at these battleships and cruisers here, right? We're trying to finish off the team. I just wanted to get some spotting so we could do that. To Shimakaze's credit, he does take out the Alaska, but we're gonna get... I didn't realize the Napoli was rushing, and we're trying to get rid of Schlieffelin at distance, because if he spots our destroyer, it could be really bad. So I'm trying to help him right now. I'm not so worried about the Napoli. And we're going to take a shot here at the Schlieffelin. And it's actually not going to be a bad shot. But I did not expect Napoli to rush me here. Kudos to Napoli for rushing me. And I should have seen that coming and angled, so he didn't just go right through my bow, or right through my stern, or through my broadside there. And kudos to him. I mean, really good play on his part. He saw I was broadside. I didn't expect him to charge. But not much we could do here, right, guys? Like, we did pretty good. I mean, we had two solo caps as a battleship. We got rid of our whole flank. We tanked the enemy team for a significant amount of time. But I just didn't have the help to win this match. And just so you can see there, the destroyer was there. He was not. I don't know why he did what he did. But going forward, I'm not going to be showing people that do stuff like this anymore. That just, I don't know if this one was a troll per se, but there's definitely been a few that have been. That being said, guys, you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time, folks. Have a good one.